Hello guys, Justin Boydton here again with Prosperity Prospecting. Going to cut a video today that's a little bit more comprehensive with the gold strike and catching microfine gold and the steps that we go through. We'll clean out all three ports. We're going to run a little bit of material that I crushed a couple days ago. I had a lot of questions about the machine itself and the type of gold I'm catching and things like that. So here's some of the material. That's about 2.5 gallons of gold ore that I brought back from Colorado. And then there's about another 2 gallons, and there's about 3.5 gallons that I'm going to be running through the machine today. Not going to bore you with watching me run it all, but we will show some of what we're running because I want it to be a more comprehensive video for you. Maybe it'll cut out some of those questions. So with that said, I'm going to pause here for a little bit, get everything set up, and I'll see you guys here shortly. So you can see the bubbles starting to show up in the water. This particular machine does not recommend jet dry. It actually recommends Dawn dishwashing soap because the oil on your hands and your fingers can actually cause gold to float, and it does a better job of getting rid of those oils. So I'm feeding the first batch of cons through it. Now you can see I'm feeding it pretty fast, but you can actually feed it faster than that. I can feed the whole 2.5 gallons that are in this particular bucket start to finish with no problem, but I give it a little bit more time to run. I got other things I need to do since I'm in the shop by myself, and it's also better for video purposes. I can take care of things I need to take care of with that. So it's a great machine. It's a very productive machine. You can see that the water here in the mat is starting to get really dirty because it's processing those cons through. And here I'm making a slight adjustment. The angle was just a tad bit off. It was not getting quite enough water on the right hand side of the sluice and a little bit too much on the left hand side of the sluice. So minor adjustments as we go. But this machine, it will catch gold that you cannot even see. So it's an amazing machine. It took me quite a while to get it rebuilt and to get it running right and get it to where I knew how to run it right. But I'm so thankful that I rescued this thing from a field and got it running again. And definitely I catch a lot more gold than I was able to prior to having this machine. So just continuation of me running the cons. And we're not going to show a whole lot more of this. Here I'm just going in and checking, making sure my air pressure is holding so that the good stuff goes where it's supposed to go and the waste goes where it's supposed to go. It does that through air pressure, and so you can see that once again the mat's starting to get really dirty again. Water's really dirty again from that second feed, and that's just how it works. Start to finish, you just repeat over and over and over again. Here now we're fixing to show you how to clean out each one of the valves. So right here is your first chance. This is your bigger material, usually right around 1/8 inch minus. Is going to go into this port. This is the first chance to catch your cons. And since I ran a lot of material through, of course I didn't show you running all the material. There's quite a bit of material that comes out of here, more than normal, but typically I'll run about 5 gallons through at a time. I ran about 9 gallons through this time, so just a little bit more panning, but still it'll catch it all. So I don't ever worry about doing that, but it does put a little bit more in that first clean out. Right here coming up is we're getting to the end here. You can see it start to speed up because it's getting a little more liquefied, and bam, there you go. Turned to nothing but liquid. Shut off the air, shut off the valve, and now we'll move on to the second chance, which is your middling. Okay, port number 2 here. This is your middling port. This is stuff that is obviously smaller than 1/8 inch. This is a really productive port. I've got a lot of gold. Especially where I mine. A lot of the gold, the size of gold that I get winds up in port number 2. So love this port, a very productive port, and we are just quickly cleaning it up. It's going to fast forward here shortly, and you can see that it's over halfway full, which is very rare for this port, but again, I ran more material through it than I normally do, so it's fixing to turn to nothing but liquid. There you go. So it is time to shut that dude down and shut her off and move on to port number 3, which is your micro fines. Same process, just a different port, much finer material, and not near as much material. So here we go. We're going to turn the air on, push out those cons, then it'll turn to solid liquid. Time to shut her down. Just like the other 3 ports, just way less material. And so now we're shutting her down, and we'll be moving on to the 4th chance to catch this material. Okay, so here we are, shutting the water down, shutting the machine down. And first we're going to clean out the kitty litter bucket. We're going to tilt it back and forth to get the cons to the side without the hole, and then get the water to come out the side with the hole, so that we can take it over to the panning station. Just a glimpse of how little material goes in there, but it is material that's usually loaded with silver, so I do want to go ahead and pan that. I love to catch lots of silver and put silver bars in my safe. So here we go, nothing special here, just getting the material out. Now this is heavy material, so you know it'll take multiple times to get all of those cons out of the bucket and into the pan, but heavy material is good material. That means it is precious, means that you're going to be able to put away some precious metals in your safe when you get to this point. So we're just about done here getting the heavy stuff out of the kitty litter bucket. Now it is time to move on to the mat. So just got a 5-gallon bucket here, just going to put some soapy water in it. Next we're going to roll up the mat, and of course we're going to do a good job of washing that mat out. I've never found any gold in the mat. I do get a little bit of silver out of the mat, and I get a whole lot of black sand. So the black sand, of course, will be smelted down, and it'll have precious metals in it. All I'm doing here is I'm turning that mat inside out so that it opens up that V matting, so that all of the material gets thoroughly washed out of the mat. So just shake it back and forth, up and down into the water, flip it over to the other side, same thing, and we'll just I do it one more time just for good measure. Mat's clean now, it's all in the bucket. These cons will go onto the royal blue table. Now you do see that I'm putting it back on there right away. There's a reason why I do that. Going ahead and putting the mat back on there right away, and next I'm going to go ahead and put the kitty litter bucket on there. The reason I do this is I'm going to go ahead and get the machine back running. You can hear in the background the pump is still on. I've just shut the water off. I'm going to go around there and turn it on in case anything settled during the time that the water was shut off, and it'll give it a chance for the mat to again catch anything precious that comes out of it. So now we're going to just quickly pan what was in the kitty litter bucket. We typically don't catch anything here, so you know, other than what we talked about with a little bit of silver, but no gold. So we'll do it quickly. I will show you. I apologize, I'm not very good at zooming in and out with the camera yet. I need to get better at that. But you will see that there is a little bit of silver and a little bit of black sand left in the pan at the end. And again, I do take all of my black sand and smelt it. So we try to catch everything that we can. We work our butts off to get it out of the ground. We want to make sure that we catch what we can. So here I'm just slowly washing back the black sands and all the things that are left over, which should be a good amount of silver, I hope. That's always the hope. So I'm not very good at showing you what's in here. I'm not very good at zooming in and out. I will get better at that, but hopefully you can see that there is some silver left in the pan. Of course, we'll snuffer that up and smelt it later on, and of course get rid of the waste. Now we're moving on to what we cleaned out of port 1. It's tight in here. I built a 1,200 square foot shop. I should have built a 12,000 square foot shop, but 1,200 square foot's going to have to do for now. And we're going to get the water off of the cons, and going to kind of show you what's left over in the bucket, how much is in there, what the cons kind of look like. And here just a little bit we'll show you one time of panning of those materials. Con 1, remember it's 1/8 inch, so I do go ahead and pan it. I don't run it on the royal table. Here we come with port number 2. This is minus 1/8 inch, generally quite a bit smaller than 1/8 inch. This I do pan it as well, but I pan it separately from port number 1 because I want to know where the gold's coming from. And this is port number 3. This is the microfine material that we get out of port number 3. And you can see there's not near as much in there. You can see it's super fine, super sandy, and that will go on the royal Miller style table. So here we go, get another scoop of the port number 1, the 1/8 inch material, and we're just going to do a quick pan on that. I do pan into my concrete pan, and all this stuff I let it pile up to where there's quite a bit of material, and then I'll run it through one of my bigger machines, and whatever's left over there we will smelt. So I could definitely pan a little bit slower and probably catch a little bit more, but it will get caught in the end. I've got a process where this material is ran over and over and over again before it's discarded. So I think we get a really high percentage of the precious metals out of this. So most people know how to pan, and there's tons of videos out there on how to pan, and tons of people that are better at panning than me. So not going to try to teach you on that, just getting through it. I just want to know, how is the material looking? Is the ore very rich, or is it a waste of my time? I need to go get more ore. So basically I'm just trying to get a good idea of the caliber of material that I am running. So just about down here you can see it's pretty much nothing but black left. And you will see I don't know if you can see it or not, but I do get some gold in this pan. I do get some silver in this pan, and of course the black sand will be smelted later on. But there was some color in this pan, which is always nice, and that's just one scoop. I still got a whole bunch of material left to run, and you could see a pretty decent flake over there on the right hand side. Now I'm prepping the roll table to run port number 3. I always lift it up like that and let the water build up on that one side so that it has a much easier time getting the entire mat wet. And now I'm going to stumble around here and get some soap. I didn't put any soap in it prior to. It had some left over from last time, but I always want to make sure that I don't have any gold floating away, especially with this port number 3, because where I get the gold, where I get the pay dirt, it's not only fine gold. After I crush it, it smashes it, so it's even more likely to float. There's just a quick little glance at what's going on there, and you can see it quickly run down the table. I kind of sped this up just a hair. It actually runs a little bit slower than that, but it does a magnificent job of catching that super fine gold. Now I will tell you, there is gold on the mat after this very first spoonful, and once again I do a terrible job at showing you the gold on there. It just doesn't show up very well, but just trust me, there is some gold on there. Okay guys, I know that video is substantially longer than I usually cut them, but there's a lot to this machine, and I wanted to do a really good job of kind of showing you how it works, just in case you want to order one. So this guy doesn't sponsor this video. It's nothing like that. I think it's a great machine. I think it does a great job, and I think all of us that mine consistently are probably throwing away gold that this machine would have caught. So with that said, I hope you got a lot out of the video. I look forward to cutting a bunch more for you, and if you are getting anything out of these, I certainly would appreciate a like, maybe a thumbs up, subscribe, and all the above. So again, thank you for watching the video. Sorry it was so long, but I will see you on the next one.